As the dust settled and the fires of Mount Doom faded, the Orcs stood in confusion and disbelief. Without their master to command them, the Orcs found themselves in a sudden chaotic frenzy. Shouts of agony followed frantic arguments over hierarchies, and ghastly beasts trampled one another in the disorder and madness that had descended upon them all. The Orcs' history, begun in the ugly reign of Morgoth and rooted in the darkness and despair of Sauron's dominion, led them to a moment of reckoning. Their Dark Lord had been defeated entirely, his malevolent power shattered along with the One Ring, and they were no longer under the direct sway of his poisonous spirit. Before their twisted eyes, every chain of command they had begun to decay. The power of Mordor, which had held sway over orc, troll, and beast alike, was now failing before the might of the West. The creatures of Sauron, bred for war and destruction, now wandered in a dazed madness, their minds clouded and their purpose lost. As the captains of the West gazed across the southern lands against the cloud of ruin, there seemed a huge black shadow crowned with lightning filling the sky. As quickly as it stretched across the lands, a great wind took it and blew it away, leaving a vast silence. The taste of victory began to fill the realm as the captains surveyed their defeated enemy, their previously formidable forces now scattering like chaff in the wind. "The realm of Sauron is ended," said Gandalf. "The ring-bearer has fulfilled his quest." As the sun set on the battlefield of the decades-long War of Wrath, the surviving Orcs gathered in the shadows of the mountains. Their twisted forms and dark hearts had once been illustrious elves, but now they were the twisted servants of Morgoth Bauglir. The Valar had cast out the Orcs' dreadful master, and the towers of Thangorodrim, their citadel, had been torn asunder, leaving them scattered and broken. With nowhere else to turn, the Orcs fled eastwards, seeking refuge in the dark and desolate mountains. The land was harsh and unforgiving, but it suited them well. Among the ruins and caves, they built their new strongholds, hidden from the eyes of men and elves. As the years passed, the Orcs multiplied and grew stronger, their hatred for the free peoples of Middle-earth burning deep in their blackened hearts. They raided villages, pillaged towns, and spread fear wherever they went. Their cruelty knew no bounds as they sought to fulfill the dark purpose for which they were created. Though the origin of the Orcs may be shrouded in mystery, their legacy of terror lived on throughout the ages. They were a reminder of the power of darkness and the consequences of betraying the light. And as they roamed the mountains, their eyes filled with malice, the people of Middle-earth knew that the shadow of Morgoth still lingered, waiting for its chance to strike again. 1,000 years of the Second Age passed before Morgoth's most trusted lieutenant, the Maia known as Sauron, rose to power in the absence of his master. Claiming Mordor as his realm, with the labor of the Orcs at his command, Sauron built the towering fortress of Barad-dûr, a symbol of his dominion and cruelty. The Orcs, now his loyal army, became the instrument of his will, used in countless invasions and battles, including the infamous War of the Last Alliance. As the Orcs roamed the mountains and valleys, their numbers swelling with each passing day, the people of Middle-earth trembled. The shadow of evil still hung in the air, a malevolent presence waiting for its chance to strike again. The Orcs were not just creatures of flesh and blood. They were a tangible reminder of the ever-present darkness that loomed over Middle-earth. The world of Tolkien is one of heroes found in unlikely places, and the continued story of hope and light overcoming the darkness. Come along for the journey as we uncover the nearly endless realm of Tolkien's universe and shed light on some of the most exciting aspects of his works. Be sure to subscribe to the channel and click the notification bell to make sure you're always ready for the next adventure. Though the black shroud of Sauron penetrated every corner of Middle-earth, the darkness could not endure forever. While the battle raged outside Mordor's Black Gate, the Dark Lord Sauron was finally defeated. The One Ring, the source of his power and corruption, and filled with his malice and hatred, was destroyed in the fires of Mount Doom. His dominion over Middle-earth came to an end at last. With his fall, the fortress of Barad-dûr crumbled into ruins, the very foundation of evil shattered by the triumph of courage and valor. As the fires of Mordor blazed, the Orcs, feared and loathsome minions of Sauron, found themselves scattered and lost. With their master's power broken and their mighty stronghold in ruins, the Orcs fled in disarray. Their ugly horde left splintered and leaderless. The shadows that had once cloaked them in impenetrable darkness now offered no solace, no shelter from the harsh light of defeat. In the glorious days following his crowning, King Elessar, also known as Aragorn, sat upon his throne in the Hall of the Kings, deliberating on the fate of Mordor. It was a land ravaged by war and shadow, stained with the blood and toil of countless slaves who had suffered under the rule of Sauron and his minions. Gathering his forces, King Elessar sent forth his troops to disband and eliminate the remaining Orcs that still lurked in the shadows of Mordor. With grim determination, the armies of Gondor and Arnor hunted down the scattered remnants of Sauron's army, their swords flashing in the fading light of the setting sun. The Orcs, in times past feared and dreaded, now cowered in the face of the king's wrath, their dark reign coming to a swift and final end. But the king's justice was not one of vengeance alone. In a gesture of mercy and redemption, Elessar released the slaves of Mordor from their chains, granting them the lands around Lake Nirnen to be their own. The once oppressed and downtrodden people of Mordor now stood free, their hearts filled with a newfound hope for a Middle-earth without the evil eye that had kept an oppressive watch. And so as the last echoes of war faded from the land, a new chapter began in the history of Middle-earth. The Orcs were no more, their dark legacy swept away by the winds of change and the light of a new era. And in the hearts of the free peoples, there burned a flame of gratitude and loyalty towards the king who had delivered them from the darkness. Delve into the intricate world woven by Tolkien, where heroes emerge from unexpected realms and the unwavering flame of hope vanquishes the shadows of wickedness. Join us on a profound quest as we unveil the depths of Tolkien's universe, illuminating the most intriguing aspects of his timeless creations. Pack your traveling rug and subscribe to the channel for the profound and captivating journeys that lie ahead. Until next time, traveler, Namari!